What's good, family? How y'all doing? Peace and love and prosperity, happiness, joy, gratitude, a balance of good and bad. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Divine Messenger back in the building, you know what I'm saying, for a great video. And this is for the people who are curious to know how the spiritual process for animals goes. And what's crazy, you can reincarnate into an animal if you would like. But in order to do that, you have to know how to do that. And how do you do that? You have to raise your consciousness and raise your elevated mind at a high frequency while you are a human, because if you die in oblivion, you will reincarnate back into oblivion because you don't know shit. You lack knowledge. So how are you going to learn how to reincarnate into an animal if you don't know how to reincarnate into an animal? A lot of people don't even realize they can reincarnate into grass. So I'm gonna ask you, does grass feel pain if you step on it? Yes or no? So this is what I mean. When it comes to animals, understand, let's say somebody dies of the God consciousness in his life right now, right? Boom. They have died. They are in the highest frequencies of heaven, quote unquote. So they're in their higher state of mind. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a physical body, but they are consciousness. They are energy. They are neither created nor destroyed. By that happening, this person, this being, needs a vessel, right? So it has to go through a spiritual process as energy. You know what I'm saying? So you are past a plane of existence, which is a planet. And once this happens, right, you are seeing the reflection of God. Once you know, like, your Akashic records, you are, you know what I'm saying, you elevate your mind. Our consciousness, God, will talk to you and be like, okay, my son, you know what I'm saying, my son, my daughter, you done did what you did. You know what I'm saying? You'll see the reflection of all you did as a human or whatever. And once you served your purpose, once you did what you were supposed to do, you learned love, you learned things about yourself, and you elevated your mind and your heart. You forgave, you removed karma. Once you did that, right? Now, what do you want to reincarnate as? You can be a whale, you can be a dog, you can be a cow, you can be a bird, a raccoon, a fox, you can be a squirrel, you can be an eagle, my nigga, you can be a firefly, you can reincarnate into anything you want. You get what I'm saying? But understand this though. Whatever you reincarnate as, you have to deal with whatever happens with that animal. So for example, flies got like a lifespan of 72 hours. So understand, if you reincarnate into a fly, you can literally die in like 10 seconds as soon as you're born, and you have to deal with that. And so let's say you do become a fly, boom, you're a fly now. What happens is, as you're a fly, you may end up trying to fly into somebody's house, and you may get your ass swatted, and you gonna die. You're gonna wake up as consciousness and be like, well, what just happened? You were a fly, and that was your life. What else do you want to do? Shit, I want to be a dog. Now, if you are really conscious, if you're really awake, now look at this hollow shit right here. But if you're really awake as a dog, right? There are a lot of dogs and cats that have human pupils, and a lot of people don't know, like, if you look at a dog's eyes, a lot of times you can tell, oh, that's a dog. But if you look at some animals' pupils, it's like, bro, you are a human trapped in an animal's body, and you can't communicate with me because all you know is your animal language. You don't know English. Animals don't speak English. They speak frequencies. So it's like trying to manipulate a dog's language is not going to work. That's why an animal will speak to you in its language, or it won't talk at all because you don't understand it. But once an animal talks to its family, like for a giraffe, for example, if a giraffe speaks to a giraffe, it will know what it's saying. But if a giraffe tried to speak to you, you wouldn't know what it's saying. You'd just be like, oh, okay. You get what I'm saying? And this giraffe is not conscious that it's a giraffe. It's just consciousness practicing a title. You get what I'm saying? So nobody ever said what a giraffe was. A giraffe wouldn't know it's a giraffe. It would just be a living, tall-ass animal, and it wouldn't even know that it's a giraffe. It would just be living its life. You get what I'm saying? So that's a program. Everything is programmed. All these animals are damn near unconscious, which is why they're going to go to heaven. They're going to go to a higher consciousness because they didn't know no better. You get what I'm saying? They don't got to do shit that we do. As humans, we know better. And that's the sad part. We know better and we don't know better because a lot of us are oblivious. And I'm sorry, this is a lot. But it's like, we can all become whatever animal we want. We all have spirit animals for a reason. We are a reflection of every animal, which is why many animals will feel your frequency. They will come near you. They will lick you. That's how you know you have a high frequency. If an animal is coming near you, walking near you, licking you, it is touching you, it is laying on you, it is looking at you, staring at you. If these animals are doing that, different animals, doesn't matter what animal, but if it's looking at you, you get what I'm saying? Then you know, like, you are vibrating at a high frequency. That's the crazy part, which is why I don't see how a lot of people be getting bit by dogs and getting kicked by horses. Like, I don't see how people doing it. Like, or getting killed by elephants. Like, how are you getting killed by the most wise animal on the planet, damn near? Like, how does that happen? You get what I'm saying? Like, why are you bothering nature? Don't be surprised when nature kills your ass. It's that simple. And still, you can even reincarnate into anything in the ocean. You get what I'm saying? The thing is, as that process goes, it's going to be so fast that, understand, you can be played, like, you're going to be a baby. Just like as a human, you're going to become a baby. It's the same thing. It's just different. There are different cycles of life as you are in a cycle of life as an animal. So you could be put into slavery. That's what Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was talking about, when Rocket was enslaved with the rabbit, the otter, and all that shit, right? Their sky was the cage. They didn't even know what the sky looked like. You get what I'm saying? So they were born slaves. That shit, and that really happens. There are a lot of animals right now enslaved, and they don't even know that they are slaves because they're just living a cow life or a raccoon life or animal life. Is my shit blurry? Talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So, my fault, family, my fault. But yeah, they are enslaved, and they don't even know that they are enslaved, which is why they get treated the way they do. And a lot of times, to make money, you know what I'm saying, because these companies, these insurance companies, are greedy as hell to make the bread. They're going to kill these animals because they feel as if these animals don't have feelings because they're unconscious. But it's like that's the most selfish thing in the world, and you're a manipulator. These animals feel fear. They just can't speak fear. They can't dispel it, but they feel it. And that's why they yell before they're about to die, before they're about to get chopped up into a fucking burger and shit at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? And people are eating this shit, which is why they feel the same frequency as these beings, because these are low vibrational beings who had fear placed into them before they died by mankind. And the way they're going to process this food is going to keep us at low frequency, which is how this shit goes. And if you reincarnate, you would have to deal with that, and you will probably die. But of course, as you are a spirit, you're going to be consciousness, and you're going to be like, whoa, what the fuck was that? Yeah, that was a cow experience, my nigga. Like, there are a lot of animals out here who get beat on. Like, bro, it's shit sick. It's a sick world. But it depends on, and what's crazy, different dimensions now. Let's go past Earth. You can go to a different dimension. You could be a dragon. You could be I don't even know what kind of animals they got in other dimensions, but you can be anything you want in many different life forms, different galaxies, different dimensions. That's the thing. You have to learn about these things. You have to meditate on them and go with them, because you know everything. You have all the answers. You just have to remember the answers to this test called life, which is a contradiction. You get what I'm saying? So you can do anything you want in this world. This is your world. You created this. You are a reflection of God. You just forgot that you are God. Now it's time for you to remember. That's why I'm here to guide you. You get what I'm saying? Like, look at, you got little grasshoppers and shit hopping in the grass. That's a human practicing being a grasshopper or whatever. They're at a higher frequency, just vibing, probably about to go to bed soon. You know what I'm saying? They got to get up at work for them, tomorrow morning and shit. It's not even good in the morning. But yeah, that's basically all this is, though. You know what I'm saying? This is all consciousness connected to source. It's just as simple as that. That's all we are. We are a bunch of multi-dimensional beings in different vessels, different life forms, just practicing these titles. And we don't even know that these are the titles that are being placed upon our consciousness, which is a program. They are programming us to think that we are human. They are programming us to think that we are trees, when in all actuality, we had no language. We would be whatever we are, because I am that I am. Literally, I am that I am. So it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? We are just living, doing whatever we want to do. We have to go through these bad things to know how it feels to be at our lowest self. So when we get to our highest self, we will tell ourselves, I don't want to ever get to that point again. You know why? Because that's what they want you. That's where they want you to be at, because that's where they are at. They want to keep you stuck as a human being so that you can't elevate yourself into different animals, different species out here. You could be the Loch Ness Monster if you want to. You could be Moby Dick. You can be Godzilla if you wanted to. Real shit. But in order for you to do that, you have to learn how to escape this video game or this program or a computer called life. You have to escape this plane of existence. You have to find yourself in a world full of illusions, Once you do that and you start studying who you are, you start going within your mind and you start worrying about the worldly values that do not what? Matter. Once you start worrying about yourself and you start being self, then you'll elevate into self, which is God. So I don't want to make this video too long. You know what I'm saying? I love you. Have a great, wonderful day.